So let's see how this group goes. I think it's okay, the ender is okay. Yeah, I think everybody's pretty good, so it's going to be smooth. Maybe we're gonna do chests, let's see. It's tyrannical and necrotic, so it's not just the best of wicks. Let's try to do chests. I always apply to groups when they already have like 4 seats taken, so they are just missing a tank. So groups are always a little bit like random to me. Let's go with 3-pack pool here. Yeah, caging. So these guys do a lot of damage with these casts, so that's why we are seeing the Inspire there. Most bugs, the problem with them is that they actually don't interrupt at all. It's like these guys know what they're doing, so it's gonna be okay. So now I'm up to 23 stacks of necrotic. 5, yeah, we are cool. We have interrupts up, so it's okay. So always make sure you use like an add-on like such as this one to track the interrupts of your party. Pretty useful, especially now that we are going to start Season 2. And there's a lot of guys returning to Mythic Plus, and they don't really understand the power of interrupts. By the way, I think this add-on I'm using it's called Aomi Series. So in case you're wondering what you can use to track this. So with these guys here, they have 2 things you should know about. So whenever they start casting these burst stuff, it will show up here. Bramble burst, I mean. So you should like give a couple of stacks back, because they throw a black pool under you that does a lot of damage. And also when they reach like 40%, they start like a big AoE damage thing that you should always avoid to stack. So don't get both of them at the same time for like 40% to avoid overlapping the AoE of both ads. So even though you have to like really hit Dorman on this boss, I usually charge to Ingram Malok, because Ingram Malok starts casting as soon as you pull. So I charge to Ingram Malok, I interrupt him, and then I swap to Dorman and Taunt. So this is how I decide to do this pull. this is... well, it's Tyrannical. So there you go, interrupt again. Make sure you turn this guy away from the raid so that they are not affected by this frontal cone effect that it does. Get him down this time. Good interrupt on these guys. So another important thing here, you can actually guess like at least the first and probably the second door that the mists will of the mists puzzle, because this boss turns to that side. You see? So this is the first door that's going to open. So this one, and then the second one. Well, I wasn't able to see it. It's probably something here on the left. This is one of those instances where necrotic is not that bad because the packs are so small. I think it's this one here. The next one. Oh well, who knows? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fear that guy. No, not really. Because he's an inspired one, and I think there's no healers on this pack, so it's okay. Because we have an inspired here, and they have an inspiring mob, and they these packs, the biggest problem about them is that they actually heal. There's a mob here that heals. I think it's well, I don't know the name of it, but because they heal, it's important to make sure that that inspiring mob is not. It's not close to them. I'm pretty sure it's this door, but I have absolutely no way to confirm it. I'm going to risk it. Yep, it's this one. Good call. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get close to this totem here so that they know. To be honest, this puzzle is... I think this puzzle really hard. So it's flower. Shit, somebody took the wrong door. was able to get rid of Necrotic before the start. So I usually use Spell Reflect right away to minimize the damage of this bursting with pride. It's like actual magical damage, it's shadow damage. So by using Spell Reflect, you minimize that on 20%. If you use it right at the beginning of the pull of the pride, it will return to be available at the end if you are with one of those groups that actually take a long time to kill the prides. When he has like 20 stacks or something. And nobody knows how to do this puzzle on this book. It's the first time this happens. Usually the healer does this. So it's flower. Okay, I'm gonna try to do the puzzle now while I'm fighting. So this one is flower filled with no border on top of it. Flower filled with no border. This one is the leaf filled with no border. Flower with border, I mean. Shit. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. They were really good with this. We have Tyrannical Inspiring that we didn't see it, so now we have to really make it So all of them have border, leaf, flower. I think it's flower. So, oh, I think it's. This guy here does the triple bite. Triple bite also does nature damage, so you can use Spell Reflect as well. Triple bite has like a 10-yard range, so there's a chance you can actually avoid him by just moving enough. Far away enough, like I just did now. So, border, what's that one? Get closer. Leaf. So I think that is that one. Yeah. now before we move to the boss. We are not going to chest it because of such a sloppy maze puzzle resolving. Closer, man. Just get closer to... He's over, man. He's useless. Oh, actually, no. Boss right now. Which is weird. Oh, right. We got the necrotic, the pride before. Okay. This is good. We have pride for it with part of the boss. So really important to interrupt this guy, and the biggest thing I find it hard with this boss is actually to interrupt it while you are trying to go to the correct guessing game thing that you have to kill. Fortunately, it was this one here, so it's the only one without an arrow, without the circle around it. So I was real lucky with the positioning this time. That does not usually happen. Which allowed me to interrupt him and still damaging the totem. Or the replica, or whatever you want to call it. There we go. It's probably a wipe if you let it cast it.
Beware.
Guessing game again. So it's the... I have no idea. What about this for me?
Beware.
Oh, it's that leaf. It's the leaf. So I'm waiting for the pet. Oh, okay. I was able to interrupt him. And only now I was able to move him to the totem. To put up with another guessing game.
Beware.
So it's the flower. So I'm taking a big chance getting so far away from the boss because of this interrupt that I have to do.
Beware.
Nobody is going to interrupt it for you. Don't rely on anybody to interrupt this guy. So if you move too far away from the boss, it's probably game over unless you can charge him. Now we cannot do this in 5 minutes. So the Pride will spawn right after this pack, so I'm not pulling this with the other one. This fluid thing. A little bit, just dropped in necrotic. The threats are up, so it's okay. This is a big pull, but have my CDs up. We do have the prideful buff, so should be okay. Even though I'm 36 stacks. I don't know, necrotic just does not seem that bad as it was before. And it's going to be even further nerfed on the next one, on the next patch. So, before people would run with 20 stacks, I feel it comfortable to be with 30 at least. I honestly don't know if we did something to it. With expansion or something, but it seems like easier to handle now. A long time solving that puzzle. What a pity. To be honest, I hate this boss. I don't hear too much people talking too much about him, but to be honest, it's one of most hated bosses in the entire game.
Beware.
Still 2 minutes till we get hero.
Beware.
so we lost the healer. We got a mind control.
Beware.
And I broke the CC on that mind control guy. That was stupid. Could have used Hero, but I think they were afraid we would wipe on this one, so they were saving it for the next attempt. No need to be afraid. It's done. Not the greatest one, but I hope it still helped you somehow.